Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back. So I finally got my Logan MP10's in. I already have 2 of those for my rear surrounds, and I got 2 additional for my front elevation speakers, which I'm kind of utilizing as my Atmos. I currently have the Klipsch reference R40SAs up there. They're referenced, they're not too bad. They got a 4-inch woofer for those, and of course the tweeter, and I'm upgrading to the MP10's that have a 5.5-inch woofer. And then of course that Generation 2 Obsidian folded tweeter that Logan's kind of famous for. So the clarity is going to be much better on the MP10's. They run into 4 ohms and 5 ohms on these new MP10's. The Klipsch are 8 ohm speakers. The Klipsch also only max out at like 50 watts that they're recommended for. The Logan's run from 50 up to 200 watts. So I'd love to drive them even a little bit more, get them more clear, more clarity up there for my kind of the Atmos level. So there's different ways you can do Atmos. You can do in ceiling, which is, I guess, in my opinion, kind of the best, right? But you're talking drilling holes in your ceiling if you're not going to be in this house very long. I don't know if you want to do that. I don't plan on being in this house very long, so I don't want to do the in ceiling speakers for the Atmos. So the only other options are, you know, that front elevation shooting kind of down at you, which is what these MP10's are going to do. And if you saw my other video on how to actually mount these and install these, they're sweet. They're very versatile. You can either put them directly on the wall shooting straight out, or if you flip them upside down, they can angle down. And that's how I'm going to utilize them above my towers, shooting down at the listening position. The other options for Atmos are in ceiling, which are probably the best, and then B, what I'm doing here. And if I wanted to get some rear ones up top shooting down to be kind of beneficial as well. Or they have those kind of gimmicky ones which sit on top of the towers and they're angled up and they kind of hit the ceiling and bounce down at your listening position. I think they're a little gimmicky. I used to have those. Did they make a noticeable difference? Kind of hard to tell. So I personally, when I tried because these ones I have now, these Klipsch R40SAs, I did have them on top of my towers, my old Klipsch towers, and angled them up and down, and then did room correction, so they were delayed and everything, so the sound would get to my ears at the same time. I was thinking maybe there was a better way to do it, so I ended up putting them up in the front elevation, shooting down, and they are much better. Quicker firing, better direct line of sound to the listening position than bouncing off the ceiling. Less travel distance, obviously. Anyway, so I'm getting the MP10's up there today, so now my entire system and surround is technically going to be a 5.2.2, okay? So 5, pretty much ear height, speakers all the way around, my front, my 2 towers, 2 surrounds that are kind of on my side, and then 2 Atmos up top, and then 2 subs, okay? So everything's going to be Logan, except for my subs. They're going to be the Monolith M12 version 2, so I got 2 12s for subs, and the rest are all Logan. So now that sound signature, that tone, should all be the same. Ideally, I'd like to get 2 more for rears, and you have rears, sides, and then my fronts, and then my front elevation. But the downside about that is you have to have room behind your couch. If your couch is up against the wall, it's tough. So for me, I have a walkway, which is you know, my front door entrance, which makes that a little bit more difficult to have rears right there. Anyway, so a few of the specs on here. So the Logan's, they're the fiberglass woven 5.5-inch woofer that they have for the mid-range. Their stealth bass port is kind of interesting. So they actually have a port that ports out the back of that speaker, and it's supposed to sound, you know, be able to hit those lower hertz, okay? And their frequency response is 81 hertz to 25,000 hertz. So they get down to 81 hertz, which is pretty good. Recommended amplifier, oh, excuse me, I thought it was 50. It's actually 200. So 20 to 200 watts is the recommended amplification for these speakers. 92 sensitivity and 5 ohms. In comparison, Klipsch R40SAs have 50 watts recommended handling power, 8 ohms, and 4-inch woofer. And I don't even see the frequency response on here. So anyway, I think this is going to be a healthy upgrade. And of course, all the sound signature will be the same with the Logan, which I'm pretty excited about. I like their sound so far. It's definitely an upgrade from the Klipsch in my opinion. But anyway, I'll show you what those look like and how I'm going to switch those out. You can see maybe the 2 behind me. The Klipsch are still on the wall. We're going to pop those out, and I'm going to put these new ones in. And it's amazing the size difference. We're talking, the clips are just tiny. They're only about like this big, and the MP10's are like actually giant, these giant speakers. So it's pretty amazing. I'm going to be interested to see how they sound up there, okay? Anyway, thanks for watching again, guys. If you like this kind of content, please subscribe. And if you have any questions, feel free to comment below, and I'll show you real quick how I'm going to install these. All right, guys, thanks. Get this open. Oh yeah. Ooh yeah. Look at these bad boys. Hell yeah. First thing I do is we gotta get this old mount off here. Oops, loosen that guy up. So I've got to remove this little guy here. God damn, I went heavy duty on these brackets. Shit. Okay, this just kind of cinches this thing up against the back of the drywall. There we go. Then you can kind of ballpark where your two posts are going to be at. So if I put my finger on the post and I'm looking at something like that, give a couple of inches from the ceiling, I'm looking about an inch or two, about 2 inches below this plate is where I'm going to be wanting to put my screws. That'll put that plate on. I'll need to go higher in, and that locks down. That's why I want to give a couple inches from the ceiling. Okay, and then I can double check it again. Look at it from the side. Good couple inches from the top. So yeah, looking at right about in here. Okay, let's get the anchors, drywall anchors. All right, just using a 3/16 drill bit here, which is what these anchors are required to use. Okay, just these tiny little anchors. I'll show you the box here. Yeah, fellas, so this is what I'm using for my anchors into the drywall. It's just these 3/16 inch, just cheap, like $3-4. No big deal. You can get them at any hardware store, Fred Meyer's, wherever. A couple inches down, like I said. So if I went down actually to 7 inches, makes it easy. 7 inches right there. Mark there. A little rag to catch the goodies. I need some more juice on this thing. Tap in the two anchors. And now screw in the plate. Once again, I freaking hate using just wire for these. Should get some small profile banana plugs. Actually, I might just go get some spades. Much better than just the wire. So you gotta like blindly find the frickin' hole in the bottom of these terminals behind the speaker. It's ridiculous. Find that, lock. Lock. The last little touch, a couple of these little plastic cushions behind each corner, right in the corners. All right, booyah. Oh yeah. Get all my prints off this now. Last thing I gotta do, put the little emblem on, the Martin Logan emblem right there. Switch out that other one, and there we go. All right, fellas. Thanks, guys.